I hope I'm audible and visible. Good evening, everyone. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the story of Ruth. Ruth is a really brave woman who faced through all the struggles of life and trusted God. So this is her story. So the story starts off. So the story starts off with Naomi and Elimelech, a couple, and their two children, Mahlon and Chilion. Now there's a huge drought in the city of Bethlehem, so they decide to move to Moab. Now, as you can see here, they move from Bethlehem to Moab, crossing the Dead Sea. But that's where everything starts to go downhill, except for it starts a little good. So at first, when Mahlon and Chilion grow up, they marry two Moabite women. Chilion marries Ruth, and Mahlon marries Orpah. Now, but suddenly, since they left the land of God, where in Bethlehem, where people used to worship the one living God, and they moved to a different city where the culture was completely different, and they used to worship different gods as well. They heard God, so God Elimelech and Elimelech, following by Mahlon and Chilion, died. Soon after, Naomi realized that her life was completely going downhill. She decided to go back to Bethlehem. But as she was packing to leave, she explained to her daughters-in-law, asking them to stay back and live with her parents, and then they can go back and marry again and live their life. But Ruth and Orpah insisted on staying back because they wanted to go and live with their mother-in-law. But after a lot of convincing, Orpah finally decided to leave, whereas Ruth was insistent she did not want to leave Naomi. Soon, Naomi explained to Ruth how she should stay back with her family because she has the complete opportunity to go marry again, live another life, and have children. But Ruth was insistent. And soon Naomi also, after seeing how Ruth was determined, Naomi also decided to agree what she was saying. And now they moved from Moab to back to Bethlehem. Now, when Naomi arrived in Bethlehem, she was greeted by everyone warmly, whereas Ruth got some strange looks from people as she was a foreigner. She was a Moabitish woman. Soon, Naomi explained to Ruth that to live, she should go and find someone's field to work in. She should go to Boaz's field. So Ruth obeyed Naomi and decided to go to his field and work there. Soon, Boaz came to where Ruth was working. Now, Boaz turned to one of his workers and asked, "Who is that woman over there working in the field? She looks different." The worker turned to him and said, "She is Naomi's daughter-in-law. She is your relative Naomi's daughter-in-law." Soon, yes. After hearing that she is the daughter-in-law of one of his relatives, Boaz showed great kindness to Ruth. So he sent her off with a huge amount of wheat, and she was grateful for his kindness. When Naomi found out what Boaz has done, she thanked God for this blessing, and she blessed him. Soon she told Ruth to soon she disclosed to Ruth that Boaz was actually one of her relatives, and that he is interested in marrying her. So after that, God blessed Ruth with a son, and they named him Obed. Now we learn three things from these stories. Number one, just as Boaz showed no discrimination against Ruth, who was a foreigner from Moab, so we should also not discriminate others, be it caste, race, and nationality. Jesus loves everyone equally. And second, God always has a perfect plan for you. By giving up in between, you might be ruining God's plan. Know that He is always faithful and that He loves you. And 3, just as when Ruth trusted God and followed him, she is now in the genealogy of Christ. And so, if you trust God and follow him, he will cause you to shine among people. Now, as you can see, she is in the genealogy of Christ. So Ruth gave birth to Obed, Obed gave birth to Jesse, Jesse to David, Solomon, Joseph, and then Jesus. So these are the 3 things we learn from the wonderful story of Ruth. God has a plan for each one of you. Thank you. I hope you all enjoyed the story today about Ruth, and I hope you all are blessed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jenny.
Yes, Jenny. Jenny, you want to interact regarding the story with the children?
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
So, yeah, I have a question for all of you. In the story, what did you like the most? The part which actually touched you or got to you? Anyone?
Gina. Gina's raising her hand.
Yeah, sure. Gina, go ahead.
The part where Ruth stays with her grandmother, mother-in-law.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, that's true. Because she was insistent to just she was insistent to stay with Naomi, and she said that where you will go, I will go. Your God will be my God, and where you die, I will die, and where you will be buried, I will be buried. So, yep, that's a really good point. Thank you, Gina. Anyone else? Okay, then.